like I don't have a partner. Sometimes I feel like my only friend is the city I live in, the city of angel. Lonely as I am, together we cry. I drive on the streets 'cause she's my companion. I walk through the hills 'cause she knows who I am. She sees my good deeds and she kisses me when and I never worry, now that is a lie. I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love, take me all the way. I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love, take me all the way. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's hard to believe that
happy birthday to Mrs. Sea Dog.
you know, my quarterback, and you mentioned him. I mean, this dude's a freak.
Yeah.
You know, and people talk about him like he's some slapdick from East Aboga, right. You know, community college. And this guy can play the game at the highest level. He's going to play the game at the highest level. And he wasn't great last year. You know, he was awesome as a freshman.
Yeah.
He was awesome his whole career in high school. He's a winner. He's got all the tools, all the intangibles. But he is better because of what he went through. He's had a lot of challenges. And then all of a sudden, we got 3 different centers. We got 6 OL. One's a true freshman running back. We have to end up starting all of our receivers are out. Mm-hmm. Well, now he tries to do too much. Mm-hmm. He loses his confidence. First time in his life, he's had to deal with some criticism. This guy ain't ever been criticized.
Yeah.
He's been the GOAT his life. And now all of a sudden he's got milk bone underwear on, and they're chomping at him everywhere he goes.
Do you know what independence looks like, bro? You're staring at it.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Welcome to the Midday Show. I'm glad you all could be here with me today. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. You know who else's birthday it is? It's Sea Dog's wife, Mrs. Sea Dog. Yeah. So tell her I said happy birthday. I almost didn't do a show today because it is my birthday, and I've been cooped up in this house for 5 days straight because of the hurricane preparation and then the hurricane deal. And then, of course, streaming for 8 hours on Friday during the hurricane, 8 hours on Saturday, and then doing stuff around here yesterday. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go do something outside. But fortunately, or unfortunately for me, it's not really nice outside. So decided to do the show. Yeah, I'm okay. Thank you. Thank you. I'm okay. Anyway, great weekend for me. Yes. Saturday night was amazing and fantastic. I mean, so many people butthurt and upset about the way things went Saturday night. And I've spent the past, 24 hours or so basking in the glory of other people's misery. And it's been great. Even some Georgia fans out there. Some Georgia fans out there are apparently upset that their team looks like hot doo-doo over the past 2 weeks. And it appeared to be going this way. And Clemson's team appears to be going this way. So for whatever reason, they're mad at me for that. I don't know why. I didn't do anything. I don't play football. I don't coach football. I don't play football. I just come on here and talk about football with all of you fine people. But anyway, there were some great games this weekend. And look, there's nothing wrong with being butthurt about your own team, but don't get mad. Look, don't play fan police with me. And this person in particular, who's been on this channel for years, should know better. Playing fan police with me. Don't do it. You won't win. I promise. Anyway, don't get me mad on my birthday. Where was I at? Oh, yeah, the midday show. Here's what we're going to do today. I want to look at the top 25. We're going to talk about that. I'm not going to do the news today like I normally do. I'm going to just look at the top 25. I glanced at it yesterday. And then I'll open up the StreamYard and bring some people in here. We'll do it that way. I might want to look at some of the games next week as well. I know there's some good ones next week. Where's game day going? Kansas is 5-0. Syracuse is 5-0. Are they going to go to Kansas? Can we see them go to Kansas? I don't even know if they're playing in Kansas, but that would be great. I mean, look, they already went to App State. I mean, is it really that much of a difference? I don't think so. All right. I'm not going to waste any time here. Cheers to the chat. You know what I'm going to do this afternoon? Buffalo Wild Wings gives you free wings on your birthday. If you're a loyal card member or whatever. You know, they give you one of those loyalty cards, which I have. If you have one of those cards, they give you free wings on your birthday. So I'm going to do that after the show. I'm going to go up there and get some wings. Why not? I'll take anything for free. Thank you, Scott Kerr, for the super chat. He says, happy birthday. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. I already got a call. You know what? I've got 2 calls this morning, right? Or one text and one call. One text was from my sister that lives in California, who said happy birthday. And the only call I got this morning so far, which, by the way, this is one of the worst things about your birthday. I don't like celebrating my birthday. I'm just going to go ahead and put that out there. Once you get to a certain age, like Mrs. Peete yesterday was like, what do you want to do? And I was like, I don't want to do anything. Well, you need to see your family. You need to see this person. You need to see that person. Like, what about this? Let's go here. Let's go. I don't want to do any of that. Can we just pretend it's not my birthday and I can just sit around the house and do nothing? That'll be my birthday present. Like, let me just do nothing for a day. That'd be great. But anyway, whatever. The only call I got so far today was from the Jeep, Hoover the Mover. We have a Jeep Cherokee as our family car that we bought. And it's a 2015 Jeep Cherokee. And so, they know when your birthday is when you buy a car from them. So they call me, and normally I don't answer whenever I don't, like if it's not a saved number in my phone, I don't answer it because I get a million calls a day. Well, it was a local number and it looked familiar to me for some reason. So I was like, you know what? I'll answer it. I answer it. Oh, hey, this is so-and-so from Hoover the Mover. Happy birthday. I'm like, what? I'm like, yeah, thanks. Yeah, well, I was just wondering, are you in the market for, your 2015 is, it's 7 years old now. Are you in the market for, I'm like, fuck you, bitch. Hang up. Man, wait. Yeah, call me on my birthday trying to sell me a car. Get out of here with that. That is not a good sales move, by the way. I don't know who taught them to do that. That's not a good sales move. Pete, happy birthday. Do something. Oh, all right. Cheers to the chat. Let's see what we got here. What's up, Matt Dummett, Miyagi fan, Scooter, Colby, Alex. See, Alex is not one of the fan police. Alex says, what's up, Pete? Congrats on the win against your rival. Just wanted to say, as a dog fan, we suck. Thank you. See, that's the proper response. Let me tell you something. If you're a fan of a team that you're upset with their performance and your best ammo is to go at somebody who's happy with their team's performance from the week before, then you are on some soggy ground, son. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not talking about you, Alex. You're fine. What has happened here? Lost my place. Goose Sports, Sea Dog, Pete Magaha, Dave Doorknob went boo hoo hoo all the way home. And that was one of the best parts of the thing, is watching him sulk. There's still like 5 minutes left in the game. He's over on the sideline sulking. And then after the game, they're trying to interview him. It's still 30 minutes after the game, but it's so loud still in there. People are still partying in the stadium that he can't hear the questions that are asked. But he has to hide his disdain for Dabo Swinney, and he's terrible at doing it. Well, they're just a better team tonight. We think we really have a good team, but, they're just a better team. He looked like a whipped puppy. Scooter is here. Cade Clubdick. Sven Krusberg. Jeremy Garrettson. Harry Legg. Which is definitely one of my favorite names on YouTube. I'm trying to... Harry Legg is one. Cade Clubdick is another one. What's up? The Real McCoy. Wahoo Brad. The Uncle Lou. Let the Big Dog Eat. Stingray. What's up, Pete? Happy birthday. Thank you, sir. LW. Scott Kerr. I already said him. A Ohio. Not an Ohio or the Ohio, but A Ohio. Yeah, the Ohio State fans. I never miss an opportunity to mess with them on Twitter. Never. Of course, the Ohio State fans on there on Twitter go, oh, yeah, well, Wake Forest is overrated. NC State no good. What's up, Rick? Slim Shady Canes. Brendan Pratt. Bama sure does have a lot of injuries. Fire, strength, and conditioning coach. Well, I don't know. I think a lot of teams at this point in the season, this is when you really start seeing a lot of injuries. I mean, we're almost halfway through the season now. And I know Clemson's had a lot of them too. And a lot of teams have. So, what's up, Neo? P. Digits. Seth Johnson. Hey, look at this. I respect this. Seth Johnson, an NC State fan, showing up after the game, not running and hiding and tucking his tail between his legs. Salute to you, sir. Noel Squad, what's up? Tough loss for the Noles this weekend against a very, very good Wake Forest team. Clemson ain't played nobody. Yeah, Clemson is the only team in the country with 2 top 15 wins. That's right, the only team in the country. I think Georgia probably has the best overall win, or they had a win against the highest ranked team, right? In Oregon. Oregon's in the top whatever. I don't know. Let's look at the thing here. Let's look at the AP top 15. Or top 25. Sorry. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and tell you now. I have Alabama and Ohio State 1 and 2. Now, this is just my opinion, okay? So, whatever. Everyone's got their own opinion on where shit. We can argue about it till the cows come home. I have my own reasonings for the way that I rank things. Where is Oregon in here? Hold on now. Am I missing something? 12? I thought they were higher than that. Anyway, so Alabama, Georgia, I have Alabama 1, Ohio State 2. I have Clemson 3 after 5 weeks. Why would I do that? Look, 2 weeks ago, I had Clemson 8. I had them 3 spots lower than the AP, or 3 spots worse than the AP, because Clemson's been steadily at 5 for 3 weeks straight now. Well, it's because of who they played and how they've played against them and some of the stuff that's happened ahead of them. They have, I think, in my opinion, they moved way up. So I have Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson, then I have Georgia, and then I have Michigan. Here's the thing about Michigan. I don't know if they have a single win over a team with a winning record. Everybody that they have a win against has a losing record. And yeah, I know that they've looked good, but until they play somebody with a pulse, I'm not saying they're not a top 5 or top 4 team, because I think they are. But look, we're almost halfway through the season. You've got to start giving credit to teams that beat good teams. Period. And you've got to start punishing teams that struggle with terrible teams, which is why I'm dropping Georgia down. They have them at 2, I have them at 4. I don't care what anybody says. You can sugarcoat it as much as you fucking want to. Missouri is a terrible football team. That's it. You got to get punished for that. I know you won, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. And Georgia still has everything ahead of them. But that's the second week in the row that they've rode to struggle bus against a terrible team. So, yeah, you got to fall for that. Now, I haven't really paid attention, so I gave my top 5 there. What did I say? Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson, Georgia, and then Michigan. I haven't even really put much thought into 6 through 10 or 6 through 15, so I'm not going to even get into that. But this is what they have. Alabama 1, Georgia 2, Ohio State 3, Michigan 4, Clemson 5, USC 6, Oklahoma State 7, 8 Tennessee, 9 Ole Miss. That was a great win by Ole Miss. That was one of the most exciting games of the weekend. The Ole Miss and Kentucky game came down at the end. It was really good. 10 Penn State, 11 Utah, 12 Oregon. Let's go down to the 13, 14, 15. 13 Kentucky, 14 NC State, 15 Wake Forest. So here you go. Still currently in the top 15 is 2 of Clemson's wins. And of course, when they beat NC State, they were top 10. So the playoff committee claims that they pay attention to that, right? That's one of their metrics. So again, Clemson, the only team with 2 top 15 wins to now. Now, there'll be other teams that will have a chance to play top 15 or top 20 teams in these coming weeks that can also have that stat. But right now, Clemson's the only one with that stat. Look at that. So Kansas at 19. Look at that. And they get TCU at home next. Is that where game day is? Can somebody confirm or deny that? Yeah, I said that, Uncle Lou. I said the best win right now is that Georgia has the best win against the highest ranked team. But Clemson has 2 top 15 wins, which is the only team that has that. And they look like hot doo-doo, Georgia that is, over the past 2 weeks. That's the reason I dropped them. At least Georgia's played a top 10 team or top, they were top 10 when they beat them. Michigan, on the other hand, I'm not sold on them yet. Really not. All right. Let's get to, let's do this. Let's look at the let's look at some of the upcoming games this weekend. Yeah, I had Georgia at 4 as well. But the difference is I had Clemson at 3. You have to base it on their schedule and how they look doing it. And I have Michigan at 5 behind. I think Georgia is still better than Michigan. At least Georgia's played a highly ranked team and dominated them. Michigan I don't think they beat anybody with a winning record. Ole Miss looks really good. Ole Miss might be the best running team in the country. Well, then we just disagree about Michigan. But that's okay. All right, TCU and Kansas, Saturday, that's a noon game. Tennessee and LSU, that's a good one. That's at noon. That's a top 25 matchup. The 2 top 25 matchups there. TCU and Kansas both ranked. Tennessee and LSU both ranked. Arkansas, Mississippi State. Mississippi State. Michigan, Indiana, another terrible team. See, Michigan's rolling through the schedule of terrible, terrible teams. To their credit, for the most part, they're doing what they're supposed to do. It's not their fault that the majority of the Big Ten teams this year are hot doo-doo. Well, at least the ones in the West. South Florida and Cincinnati. No. Texas Tech, Oklahoma. Yeah. Oh, so they do have a win over a team with a winning record. I saw a stat yesterday. I don't know what it was. The average win percentage of the teams that Michigan has beat is like 30%. So that's an average. So if Maryland's 4-1, then the rest of the teams they beat must be like 1-4 for that to come out to 30%. That's an interesting one. Texas Tech and Oklahoma State. I mean, Oklahoma State. Shout out to the Gundy man and the Cowboys. 2 years in a row, they have spent the majority of the season in the top 10. Last year, Oklahoma State was averaging right around 7 for the entire season. And here they are again, going into week 6. Ranked 7th in country and look really good. Their defense looked awful week 1. Remember they played, I forget who they played, but it was some bad lower classification team, and they just gave up like 40-something points to them. They're looking better now, a lot better. Still not as good as they were last year defensively, but still a lot better than they looked in the first couple of games. Auburn and Georgia, man, oh man. This game's in Georgia. Auburn's so bad. We'll talk about these lines tonight on the Lunch Money Show. I'm not going to even really look at them until tonight. Well, I'll look at them before the show, but I'm not going to look at them on here because I don't want to Anyway, we'll talk about it on the Lunch Money Show. But I'm interested to see the line on that one. That ought to be good. Utah and UCLA. Hey, look, 2 undefeated teams. Who would have thunk it? At the Rose Bowl? Maybe since it's a top 20 matchup between them, maybe more than 3 people will show up to this game. What do you think? That'd be nice. Maybe 8 people will show up. Let's see. I'm not gonna even look. Like Washington, Arizona State. Ohio State should take care of Michigan State, no problem. Ole Miss is going to destroy Vanderbilt. Kansas State. Adrian Martinez looks like an actual quarterback this season. You know what? That's an indictment on Scott Frost. I don't care what anybody says. I mean, look. He was one of the worst quarterbacks in the country under Scott Frost. Now he's out there. Looks like he knows what he's doing. At Kansas State. This one interests me. I know Washington State's not that great and they're not ranked, but I still have my reservations about Southern Cal. I know I'm in the minority here. I had PTSD from that Beavers game that I streamed. That's all that is. PTSD. They looked awful. Maybe that was an anomaly. Maybe they just had a bad night and I'm overreacting. I don't know. We'll see. I got my eye on USC. Clemson and Boston College primetime game. I think that might be on the ACC network. The red bandana game to honor. Now I feel bad for not knowing the guy's name. You know, the guy on 9/11 who saved all those people, and nobody knew who he was, but he wore the red bandana. Yeah. They do that every year with, when they play Clemson and Boston College. They honor him and bring his family in there and whatnot. Army and Wake Forest. This is a tricky one. Triple option. Wells Crowther. Thank you. That's right. This is a good one. Florida State and NC State. How will both of these teams rebound from their losses? Going back to Raleigh. That's an interesting one. What time is that one on? 8? Damn, it's on the same time as Clemson. That sucks. Well, hopefully Clemson can put Boston College away early, and if that's the case, I can flip over if that one's any good. Wow. What am I doing here? Did I go all the way into the next week? No. All right. I was about to. All right. Well, that's going to do it for that. Let's see. Well, first of all, the link to the StreamYard is in the description of the video. 1 second here. All right, so we got, well, I believe it's Slim Shady in here. You know, Slim Shady has a troll on here. Yeah, it is him. What's up, buddy?
I'm glad to learn that Utah's undefeated. I didn't know that.
Oh, they're not?
No, I mean, I know it seems like a long time ago, but they actually managed to lose to Florida, remember?
Oh, yeah, that was week 1. You're right. I forgot all about that. You're right.
It does seem like a long time ago.
Yeah, it was. Well, yeah. I stand corrected. Look, I'm going off the top of my head here. Jordan Culberson is also here. I hope you got your microphone in order, sir.
It should be. But Shady, I've got to ask you a question. What headset do you use? Because I see you using a headset. I know you're kind of the same situation as me. Because I was trying to ask you. It looks like that Ram and Nally, I think.
No, it's a Blue Parrot.
See, because I've got the S650.
Mine's the
and
S450.
it's like that. Well, I don't know why. Maybe it's just really good at picking up sounds. I don't know. Maybe it's too good. I don't know. Maybe that's maybe that's what it is. I have no idea. I've tried to figure it out. I've tried to turn the noise cancellation on, and
well, no, the problem a lot of times you're catching a lot of static, and I don't know where exactly you're driving, but maybe you're driving in worse reception areas than me.
It could be that, because a lot of times, like if I'm in Alabama or Mississippi or rural Arkansas or whatever, it gets really bad.
It doesn't sound bad right now. Normally it sounds very staticky and like almost overmodulated, like too loud. But anyway, you sound all right now. So.
You know why his headset sounded bad? Because Bama's got an injured quarterback.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And so am I?
I will say Georgia, what the hell? I thought y'all were supposed to be hot shit this year.
Well, they look like the most dominant team after 2 weeks, and then I don't know what's going on with them, man.
I don't know either, because go ahead, Shady.
I was just gonna say, I mean, for all the Georgia fans crying about Georgia, and some of it's well warranted, y'all ain't got my problems, so shut up.
I mean, look, it's not a talent issue in Georgia. They got the same players that they were dominating through the first 3 games, so there's got to be something. There's got to be some sort of reason.
Maybe it's some kind of mental block, because they're like, we can cruise through these guys, and they're underestimating them, maybe.
Well, and I've agreed with this. One of the few things I've agreed with that Nick Saban has said, especially after winning it all, it's hard to get a team up for that back-to-back title. It's why a lot of teams don't do it.
Yeah.
But see, that I'll just say
we
this.
kill Tennessee fans to just shut the fuck up for a while. What do you want Georgia to do? Beat Pitt on the road in overtime? Whoopity fucking do. Georgia Tech just humiliated Pitt up there, and it didn't take fucking overtime to do it. Georgia's gonna beat the absolute fuck out of Tennessee like they do every goddamn year.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ, these Tennessee fans. Look, these Tennessee fans, why do people worry about Tennessee? Tennessee's been bad forever, but all they do is talk about Tennessee. It's because the goddamn fans do this shit every fucking year. You've lost 40 straight games to top 10 teams. No one gives a fuck that you beat Florida at home by 5 fucking points. Whippity fucking do.
Man,
when does Tennessee and Georgia play? Is that next week? Is Tennessee and Georgia next week?
No, that's November the 5th.
Oh, okay.
Athens.
All right.
Tennessee's still got to play LSU and Bama before they ever have to worry about anything called UGA. But everywhere you go on the internet is fucking Tennessee fans talking about what Georgia's doing all over the place. Explain to me beating Pitt on the road by 7 in overtime. Explain that to me.
I agree. We played a bad game.
Oh, what's going on with Georgia? What's going on with Georgia? How the fuck do you take overtime to beat Pitt on the road up there, and Georgia Tech goes up there and does it in regulation? Explain it.
I agree. Tennessee
how do you only beat Florida by 5? How do you only beat Florida by 5? Sunbelt Billy ain't never won an SEC game. You beat them at home in the biggest home game in 25 fucking years up there, and you beat them by 5?
But how come it is that y'all only beat Missouri? Actually, y'all should have lost to Missouri.
How do you answer a question with a question? Answer the questions. Stop
Okay,
deflecting.
Okay, well, just like
Explain
I said.
to me how Tennessee's winning the East, beating Georgia, beating LSU, and beating Bama
I'm
because
not
they won
saying
on the
we're
road
going
and
to
hit
beat
by
Georgia.
7. Explain that.
I've never said on your show or on Pete's show that, oh, we're gonna beat Georgia 50 to nothing. We're gonna blow them out. I've never said that. I've never said that one time. I just said that I think that'll be a good game. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout.
Georgia Tech didn't have any problem with Pitt at all.
But then again, they also just fired their head coach, and maybe that was the reason they're playing so bad.
So they played without a coach, and they won.
Exactly.
Transitive property. Georgia Tech's better than West Virginia and Tennessee.
Don't tell Golden Blue Man that.
But that's the thing. We can all go back and look.
Uh-oh. Here comes the static
teams
now.
that have played bad. Yep.
Happy birthday, Pete.
Thank you, sir.
I have an important birthday question for you.
Okay.
It is traditional to have cake for your birthday. Mrs. Pete making you a cake.
That's a funny story. She keeps asking me what kind of cake I want, and I told her I didn't want any cake. But she said,
because I tried to ask the other day, I mean, if it's your cake, but it's your birthday cake, and you have to share your cake with other people, are you going to be able to eat your cake and have your cake shared?
yeah, I'll share my cake. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to.
But it is my cake, so I can eat it too if I want to. But
okay.
she's making some kind of cake. I don't know what. I told her.
Is it vanilla?
I told her whatever the kids want, make whatever kind of cake they want. I don't give a shit.
And I just want to chime in as a Bama fan and say everybody that's laughing at Georgia, like the last 2 games that Georgia's played, and ho ho ho, Georgia, everybody calm the hell down. Ain't nothing wrong with Georgia. They're still as deadly as they were 3 weeks ago. Sometimes you go through games like this, and all it does is end up making you stronger in the end. So everybody that's predicting that this is all of a sudden exposes Georgia, wake the hell up. They're just as deadly as they were at the start of the season.
Hey,
these things happen.
Lou, since
when
you're
at the top, you're going to get everybody's Super Bowl effort.
Lou, are you starting to see, because I know that fans do this. Hell, I did it at the beginning of this year. Are you starting to see fans like calling for a quarterback change now, or no?
At Georgia?
Yeah. No?
No.
Okay.
No, the only place they call for quarterback changes is at Miami.
Oh,
well, no, they do that at Georgia, but no one's doing that. I mean, Stetson Bennett didn't play great in the first half, but he had over 300 yards. I mean, Stetson Bennett's 8th in the country in passing yards.
Yeah, okay.
He's miles ahead of C.J. Stroud, miles ahead of Bryce Young, miles ahead of Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think that's the problem. I think the real problem with Mizzou, in my opinion, was coaching in the first half. I think they got out-coached and out-schemed in the first half. Georgia won the second half 20-3.
Okay.
And it could have been 27-3. We took a knee inside the 10-yard line or whatever it was to end the game. The second half was great. We beat Missouri in the second half 20-3. You do that twice, it's a 40-6 game. The first half was an absolute disaster. Turnovers again. Missouri, like if you look at the total yardage, Missouri didn't have a bunch of yards. The entire first half, Missouri was getting the ball at midfield because we were stuck inside our own 10-yard line punting from the end zone, 3 and 4 times. And then we had the turnover that gave them good field position. So Missouri would get the ball around midfield, get 2 first downs, and kick a field goal.
So I didn't see the game. So it sounds to me like Georgia basically played a very sloppy game in the first half, and then
that's exactly what it was. Missouri only scored 1 touchdown. They kicked 5 field goals, and 2 of them were over 50 yards. I mean, they were getting down to the Georgia 40 and kicking field goals all night long. They weren't running up and down the field on UJ. The defense actually played well, considering the field position they were given in the first half. In the second half, when the field position was more in Georgia's favor, Missouri was still getting 1 or 2 first downs, but that was equaling a punt from their own 40 instead of a field goal from the Georgia 40.
Yeah.
And we outscored them 20-3.
Right. That's like
the running game was bad. Kendall Milton had a bad fumble. Ladd McConkey had another drop in the first half that probably would have led to a scoring drive. It was really bad in the first half.
Georgia was getting dominated. Georgia's offensive line was getting blown up on every play. And I don't know what they changed. I'm not a X's and O's guy. I heard Kirby talk about it in the post game. He said they changed to some gap scheme, something or another in the second half, and it was a night and day difference.
Yeah.
See, that had 200 yards rushing in the second half.
That's why it's important to watch the games instead of looking at box scores, which is what most people do.
Yeah.
Because the same thing in the Clemson game. I mean, it was 30-13 with 1 minute left. They got a garbage touchdown at the end of the game, so it looked a lot closer than it really was. But anybody who watched the game, NC State rushed for 34 yards. DJ Ukulele rushed for 65. Twice as much as their entire team did.
This is disappointing to me and you, but the Baylor-Oklahoma State game was the same way. If you just look at the box score, you might think it was an interesting game. It wasn't. Oklahoma State dominated that game from beginning to end. There was never a point in that game where Baylor had a chance to win, ever.
That shocked me. I thought I had Baylor winning.
Me too.
Well, I did on Saturday. Yeah, I did on Saturday, but it's like I told Lou, it's simply because I had, Baylor picked to win the Big 12 and make the playoffs, so I was going to ride with it.
Yeah, but people keep saying because Georgia's going to lose to Georgia's going 9-3 now because if they play like that, they'll lose to Tennessee, Kentucky, and Mississippi State. Well, if Alabama plays like they played against Texas, they'd be 3-2. But teams don't tend to play their worst game every single week of the season. I agree. If Georgia plays bad, Tennessee can. If Georgia plays its best game, no one can beat them. Period. Nobody.
Well, that's exactly what I've said to people that say Miami's going 2-10. I'm like, if you think they're going to play the way they did against Middle Tennessee every game for the rest of the year, you're nuts.
Yeah, Georgia's not as good as they looked against Oregon, and they're not as bad as they looked against Mizzou. They're somewhere in between. But, this idea that somebody played a bad game means they're losing to every other team with a pulse for the rest of the year is ridiculous.
But what's going on with my boy Ladd McConkey? Why has he been having the drops?
I have no idea.
Georgia just did what happened to Bama last year when they had struggle wins against Auburn. They had a struggle win against LSU. At the end of the game, did you have an off game by your own standards, but you still won? Do you die hard? Georgia dies hard. Those are good wins. You take the W, you move on, you just keep making plans for Atlanta.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can't beat teams like Georgia and Alabama by luck. When they play a bad game, that's not enough for you to beat them. You have to put your foot on their throat and really take it to them in the second half to beat them because they're so used to winning. They think they're going to win the game no matter what the score is at any point in the game. Georgia struggled with this against Alabama for Kirby Smart's first 5 years. We'd get the lead over Bama at halftime and we couldn't put them away because Bama never thought they were going to lose the game. It's a winning mentality. Look at the Kentucky Ole Miss game. Kentucky blew that. They don't have a winning mentality.
Yeah.
Well, see, just like
Kentucky emptied a revolver into their own feet.
Yeah.
I watched that game.
He lost that game.
I don't think I've ever seen announcers suck off a quarterback more than they suck off that quarterback. God knows.
Yeah.
You would think that guy's fucking. I mean,
he's going to get drafted ahead of some of the. He might get drafted ahead of all three of those other guys.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Get drafted ahead of Hendon Hooker. Will probably get drafted ahead of Stetson Bennett. Or what's his name?
Stetson Bennett might not even get drafted. I'm talking about Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, and Caleb Williams. Will Levis might get drafted.
Well, he's he's an NFL body and arm. Yeah. He's like a Josh Allen type.
Right.
I'll tell you that to me, the surprise Saturday, and it kind of got washed under the radar until they fired Paul Chryst, is that Wisconsin, home of all these great running backs, Ron Dane, Jonathan Taylor, and name your running back, they ran for less than your couch.
2 yards.
Against Illinois. They ran for 2 yards against Illinois.
Wow. No wonder they fired that guy. Wow. 2 yards.
So when does Brian Harsin get fired now?
Illinois, this is an interesting stat. since November 1st of last year, if you go to November 1st and then you catch up to Saturday, they're the number 3 overall defense and the number 1 run defense in the country. It's Illinois. Bielema's got something going on here, and I'm going to give you a hot take. Illinois is going to beat Iowa in Champaign Saturday this week. I think Iowa tells Kirk Ferentz, if you don't fire your son, we're going to make a change. This will be it for Kirk Ferentz, and Bielema, who's from Iowa and who played there, is going to be given the chance to leave Champaign and come home to Iowa City. And if they offer that job to him, I think he would take it.
It'll be just like when Lane Kiffin went to USC. Same thing. Dream job.
Yeah.
You want to hear something else funny that I really wish I would have known Saturday and Sunday, but I didn't find this out till last night, but would have been great trolling material Saturday afternoon. Do y'all know who the offensive coordinator is for TCU?
I have no idea.
Lincoln Riley's brother.
Wow.
Really?
That's funny.
So Riley beat Oklahoma this weekend.
Wow.
That would have been great troll material for Oklahoma. Somebody left that on a comment on one of my videos last night, and I was like, damn.
Is it
I wish I would have known that.
Is it his younger brother? I'm assuming it is.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. But because, I mean, imagine if you had Riley brothers coaching together at USC. I mean, TCU looks pretty good, man. I mean,
They're undefeated.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, I saw Baylor in person. Saturday, I saw Michigan in person. This Saturday, I've got Kansas State. The game they call Farmageddon.
Farmageddon?
You saw Michigan?
Yes, I was at Michigan.
You were at that
Iowa.
game?
Yes.
What'd you think about Blake Corum?
I'll tell you the thing about Michigan that impressed me was I couldn't believe how physically big their offensive line was.
Yeah.
These guys, by all offensive lines are big. I mean, everybody's got a big offensive line. But these guys were huge. They came down the ramp, and it's like the sun went out. I mean, I felt the cement quaking as they walked down the damn ramp in their cleats. These guys were huge. And JJ looks pretty good. I think Michigan I was kind of like, all right, I want to see with my own eyes. Are they a legit playoff team? Are they somebody that Alabama should have to worry about, thinking about my Tide? And the answer to that is yes.
Yeah, I think they're legit too.
And they may have lost those 2 dudes off their defensive line, but man, they've got a couple of edge rushers that are big and scary quick. This number 90, my God. They got 90 and 18 were the 2 players. They were everywhere. They were impressive, and I'm looking forward to seeing Kansas State this week. See if they're for real. Iowa State's going to be just what I thought. They'll be 6-6. They lost to Kansas. Now, the Iowa State defense holds Kansas to less than 50% of their offense that they've been having all year. So they've got Kansas beat. But you know what happens? They hit the field goal. It's 14-11 is the final score. Iowa State's place kicker hits the left upright on one field goal, hits the right upright on the other field goal, then gets down and has about a 30-yard kick to win the game at the end of the game, and shanks it like somebody blocked it, except they didn't. He just shanked it. So 2 doinks and a shank, and Kansas survives.
They're 5-0, Rock Chalk Jayhawk.
That's right. Hey, I know, if you're Kansas, no apologies. You just say, I'll take it, by God, give me the W.
Now, at some point, Kansas is going to come back down to earth. Now, they're still going to be decent. Like, I don't know. If they win 6 or 7 games, that's a huge W for Kansas. But if that happens, how long does that head coach keep his job? I mean, because there's going to be somebody wanting.
Right up the road.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Kansas is like Minnesota. Like they're good enough, like, to pull some upsets and then have a good year, but they're not deep enough to like go 12-0, and then and like look at Minnesota, they lose one player and they can't beat friggin' who'd they lose to?
Purdue, yeah. That was a hard game to watch. I watched about the first half. It was pretty sad.
Yeah, I mean Minnesota's blowing everybody out. They lose one player and then they can't even beat Purdue. Like that's Kansas. Like, you know, if things go right for Kansas, they're going to pull some upsets and win 8 or 9 games probably. But like they're just not deep enough to go 12-0 and challenge for anything really past. They could maybe make the Big 12 title game. That league is such a mess this year with Texas and Oklahoma circling the drain.
Well, and Purdue's all-star quarterback was out too, wasn't he?
I think so. Adrian.
No, O'Connell played Saturday. He did. He didn't play.
Okay.
Now, one of you guys might know the answer to this. I think I read, and I don't know, but I think I read the last time Kansas started 5-0, they then lost 6 straight and finished 5-6. Is that correct?
Oh God, I don't know. I didn't hear that. I hope that doesn't happen.
I know
you need one or two stories like this in college football every year. I hope they don't tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I hope so too. I hope they do.
I think the hardest part of their schedule is coming up though. They still have to play Baylor. They still have to play Oklahoma State, right?
Oklahoma,
Texas. So, yeah, I mean they're going to come back down to reality here. But like I said, if they can win 2 more games, that would be great. 7 wins.
Well, Oklahoma looks like a very winnable game.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, they might be. Yeah, probably. That's true.
This is really difficult for me as somebody who covered the old Big 8 and who covers the Big 12, because in my professional life, there's no fan base more annoying, more full of assholes than the men's basketball fan base at Kansas. They're it. They're the cream of the crop. So if some of those people start leaking over to their football program, that'll be terrible. Otherwise, it's nice to see somebody do well who doesn't have a history of doing well.
And what's sad, too, is that when Oklahoma leaves the Big 12 to the SEC, you know, they're going to stop playing Bedlam. That's going to be. That's why I hate all this expansion.
Well, I'm sure Golden Blue Dude's got an explanation for that.
They don't have to.
I don't at all.
If they stop playing that game, that's their own fault. Even with a 9-game schedule, there's plenty of room for one annual non-conference rivalry game. Georgia's not going to drop Georgia Tech because the SEC is going to 16 teams.
Right.
That's Oklahoma State being butthurt. That's what that is, in my opinion.
Did you see the rant that Mike Gundy went on about it?
Yeah, I love Mike Gundy, but...
Did you see the rant I'm talking about, though?
Where he talked about the game getting canceled?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
If those teams wanted to play, it's just like Texas A&M and Texas. If they wanted to keep playing, they could have kept playing. There was nothing stopping them.
He's saying it wasn't Oklahoma State that wanted to stop playing it, though.
Well, of course he's saying that.
Yeah, but I mean, who's right, though? I mean, how do you know who's telling the truth on that? I don't know.
I don't know. Whose fault was it? What, didn't Clemson and South Carolina stop playing once and the state legislature passed a law?
Well, they've played over 100 games straight. So, well, until 2020.
Yeah.
But that was
There's a law in South Carolina that they have to play that game. They lose.
So that was like I guess it was maybe somewhere early 1900s. Yeah, that happened, and so they passed a law that they had to play each other. Obviously, that law doesn't work.
The only time you know is when something is said publicly, and the Florida AD at the time come out and publicly said that the University of Florida no longer had an interest in playing Miami every year.
Well, the other thing with Clemson and South Carolina, too, is for a long time, they only played in Columbia. The Gamecocks wouldn't come upstate. And so that makes – well, I don't know. I mean, we're talking about a long time ago. But the funny thing about that is Clemson dominated them in Columbia. It was their place, and they still won almost every year.
Oh, speaking of South Carolina, yeah.
How far apart are the
come on now.
Huh?
How far apart is the Clemson and South Carolina campus?
An hour and a half.
Yeah, give or take. Clemson's like Anderson, South Carolina. It's actually not far from the Georgia border.
So it's not.
I know the the triangle, the Duke, North Carolina State triangle is like, it's like 30 miles, 30 miles, 30 miles. They're all right on top of each other.
Yeah, it's 90 miles from Clemson to Columbia, and it's 90 miles from Columbia to where I am.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to preface this by saying I don't condone taking cheap shots, but I absolutely understand it when you go for a fake punt and you're up by 30-plus points, and I would have laughed my ass off if Greg Schiano had gone over there and punched Ryan Day right in his little pudgy face.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. I liked it. Now, granted, I'm a fan of running up the score, so maybe that's the sadistic side of me.
Yeah, but I mean, when you're running fake punts and you're up by 30-plus, that you're running into classless territory then.
Yeah, that was Bush League.
That's exactly the kind of play where reverse the situation. Rutgers does it to Ohio State. That Woody Hayes would have thrown the punch at the Clemson player.
Yeah, right.
That's exactly yeah.
And does anybody have a doubt that Greg Schiano would have absolutely beat the hell out of Ryan Day?
Oh, he would beat the shit out of him. Stomped him and stomped the mud.
Oh, my God.
And walked him dry.
That was hilarious.
Well, I'll tell you what, though. Yes, this week has a great slate of games, but next week you might have two massively heavyweight games next week. Because next week, not only do you have Tennessee, Alabama, you've also got Michigan and Penn State next week.
You know, Penn State, what was it, 17-7 against Northwestern? It rained the whole damn game. Yeah,
but that was bad conditions. It was pouring down rain. I don't really hold that against them. It was horrible conditions.
Well, they gave up 5 turnovers and still won.
Yeah, that was.
But that was probably because the ball was probably soaked.
They played in what's left of the hurricane.
Yeah.
Right.
You remember that NC State game in 2016? That's about how it was.
Hey, real quick, let's listen to it's only it's very short. Let's listen to the Mike Gundy rant that we were just talking about Bedlam ending. Here we go.
SEC for months and months before anybody in this league or the conference knew about it. No objections? During those multi-billion-dollar conversations, I wonder if Bedlam was ever brought up at that point.
I want to keep in mind he's reading from a script here. He's got a piece of paper in his hand that he keeps looking at. So he wrote this down beforehand.
Instead of the money. Okay? Bedlam is history. We all know that. We've known that. Because OU chose to follow Texas and the money to the SEC. It's okay.
It's okay.
Is that a fact? Okay. So now, we're having what I think are childish discussions, in my opinion, okay, over something that's done. And I would like to make this the last statement I have, because I have no hard feelings, but what's going on now is almost a situation with a husband and a wife, or a girlfriend and a boyfriend. When you know you're dead wrong and you try to turn the table and make them think they're wrong, when Oklahoma State has no part in this. We didn't have anything to do with their negotiations with the SEC. We didn't have any choice on choosing to leave the conference.
So, but he doesn't really answer the question. So I'll finish this. But he's saying that they don't have a part in what happens in the SEC, but he still has a part in what happens in non-conference matchups.
Yeah, there's still 3 other games.
Yeah, right. Right. Let's see
exactly.
And go look at Oklahoma State's non-con schedule on any random year. They ain't trying to play nobody.
Right.
Move on and quit trying to turn the tables. It's somewhat comical that they still want to bring us into this equation. I want somebody here to give me one example of what Oklahoma State had to do with this. I'm listening, really, and this is I'm not the head coach. I'm just a guy on the street. I just want somebody to tell me what one thing that myself, Chad Weiberg, or Dr. Strum, or our regions had to do with any of this going on. So let's not turn the tables. Let's just say, hey, look, we chose to follow Texas and take the money, and we're going to the SEC. It's all good. But let's quit talking about it. Let's talk about football. That's the way I feel about it. No hard feelings. And I like Josie, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Some Dabo vibes there. Oh, I'm just some old guy on the street. I'm not the head coach. Go ahead and ask me anything you want me. I'm nobody important around here. Just been the head coach here for fucking 20 years.
But wouldn't you think, though, that Mike Gundy would actually be happy because now it's going to be so much easier to win the Big 12?
I don't know. I don't know. What's up, Vic? How you
From 2018 to now, Oklahoma State has scheduled 2 non-conference Power 5 opponents, Arizona State and Oregon State, from 2018 till now. They ain't got no interest. Okay, so like this year, Oklahoma State played 9 conference games, and then they played Arizona State. Why can't they play 9 conference games and Oklahoma?
Well, of course they can.
Take state legislature.
They can.
I think Oklahoma State is mad because Oklahoma left and didn't take Oklahoma State with them.
That makes sense.
That's what I think.
Nate, I don't know what you're crying about in the comments section, but it's really starting to piss me off because I don't keep my eye on the StreamYard. I'm running OBS. I'm doing other shit. I'm looking other stuff up. If you were in there, I'm sorry. I didn't see you. I came back on. Vic was in there. Deal with it. What's up, Vic? How you doing, though?
Yeah, sorry, Nate. I guess I stole your spot. Yeah, I'm doing good. Yeah.
All right, good. Are you sure you're okay, though? How's your parents doing?
Yeah, we're okay. We're all okay. Yeah.
What about your dog? Dog doing all right?
Yeah, are all of y'all in here? Yes, everyone.
Yeah, I'm doing okay.
Everyone's okay? Good.
I'd be doing a lot better if y'all would stop mistreating Nate.
I mean, God, man. I love Nate.
Poor Nate. No,
I'm actually looking forward to today because a little ESPN thing just came across the top of my phone, and Mario Cristobal says he's sticking with Tyler Van Dyke. So I'm looking forward to all the Miami fans' heads exploding.
Awesome.
What do they want? Garcia?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Same old Miami fans. Change everything, fire everybody. Typical Tuesday.
Miami fans are the gift that keeps on giving. I can't wait to play y'all in November. That's going to be great.
Yes. Yeah.
They're starting to get on my damn nerves.
I wish we played y'all every year.
They were getting on my nerves years ago, but...
Well, Slim, are these the same people, or are they the next generation descendants of the Miami fans that screamed for Bernie Kosar's head because the guy throws side on him?
Nope, it's still the same Miami fans.
Yeah.
I think it's a mixture of both.
They gave Bernie Kosar shit the whole time he was there, and all the guy did was win.
Who's Bernie Kosar?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, wow.
Head coach in Miami.
Who's Bernie Kosar?
Yeah.
What? No, Bernie Kosar.
Get rid of Vic and put Nate in here.
Nate, come back. Oh.
Well, the Tennessee man in the corner is just as bad. He said, wasn't Bernie Kosar a coach at Miami?
Yeah,
Hey,
okay.
Christ.
I don't keep up with Miami. That's
Yeah,
all I'm asking.
Yeah.
It's Kosar with a K, Vic, not a C. If you're trying to Google it right now, which I know you are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Outside of Deshaun Watson, Bernie Kosar is the best quarterback the Browns have had in the past 40 years.
Well, we don't even know about that because
okay.
Deshaun Watson hasn't played yet.
Yeah, he's still the best quarterback they've had in the past 40 years.
Yeah.
He was the heir apparent of Brian Sipe. When Sipe's career ended, Kosar took over.
Hey, Vic, how's that gumball machine treating you that I gave you? Have you figured out how to work it yet?
Yeah, but I haven't. Yeah, I did, but I haven't put gumballs in it yet.
Yeah, why not? It's a gumball machine.
Guess I'll need to order some gumballs.
Yeah. It'll cost you like $3.
Or you buy some.
Gumball machine.
Huh?
Vic don't care about that gumball machine, just like you don't care about people in the hurricane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I care.
Rick, what you need to do is
I'm
go on to one of those candy sites and order you 2 pounds of 2 pounds of red M&Ms and 2 pounds of gray M&Ms. Load the thing up with Georgia colored M&Ms.
Yeah, I mean, I care about it. I mean, I'm staring at it right now. So.
Yeah, well, staring at it doesn't mean you care about it. It's fine. I mean, it's only something I've had, since I was like 8, but that's okay, Vic. I understand.
Go ahead and break Pete's heart.
I'm gonna put gumballs in.
Yeah.
Vic's using it as a paperweight.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, Vic, text me your address. I'll send you gumballs since you're clearly not going to be getting them on your own. So.
No, I can get gumballs on that.
You can go to Walmart and get them.
Yeah.
Hey, Vic, are you going to make Celine and Pete pay for those gumballs whenever they come to your house?
No.
Yeah, hey, Vic thought I was giving him a money-making machine. He goes, I thought you had to put 25 cents in it to get a gumball out. I said, no, man.
Yeah.
This man's trying to make money off people.
Yeah.
Keeping his eye on the profit.
Yep.
Yeah, Vic's treating the gumball machine like they used to use Howard's Rock, like a doorstop.
Howard's Rock as a doorstop.
Yeah, it used to be a doorstop.
That's right.
That's something I don't get. What is the deal with get on a bus, drive 100 yards, then get off the bus? What's the point of that?
Well, sir, I don't know if you noticed, but the locker room is on the opposite side of the hill.
Yeah. So is it true that that Howard's Rock is a fossilized dinosaur dump?
No.
Did he say a dinosaur egg?
He said a dinosaur dump.
A dinosaur.
Like dinosaur turd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so it's a lump of brontosaurus shit.
Yeah. I'm not a geologist. I don't know what exactly kind of rock it is. We could probably look it up, but.
What's the story of what's the origin of that?
Well, it was called Death Valley long before Howard's Rock came along, but when Frank Howard was coach there, somebody that worked for him went to Death Valley, California, in the desert, and found this rock. And since it was Death Valley and they called Clemson Death Valley, he thought it would be funny to bring it back and give it to Frank Howard. Well, so he gives it to Frank Howard, and Howard's like, what the fuck do you want me to do with this rock? You know, like, what am I supposed to do with this? And so the story is that he used it for like a couple of years as a doorstop for his office door. And then eventually they decided to make it into something and put it on display in the stadium. And then that's when the whole tradition was born with, if you don't give 110%, keep your filthy damn hands off my rock, that whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, here's a question. Does that mean whenever Space Force gets a football team, they'll rub a moon rock before they run onto the field?
Yes.
Oh.
That would be awesome. I'd rub a moon rock.
Yeah, that would be so cool.
You know what I've wondered if anybody's like, especially when it's raining or something, run down that hill, if they've ever started tumbling and everybody just starts tumbling down the hill.
Well, that's never happened, but somebody did call into the show last week and said it's going to look like a slip and slide out there with the hurricane. There's going to be taters falling everywhere. But that didn't happen. Thank God.
Right.
I'm looking this up. I'm assuming it's like sandstone or limestone. Hell, I don't know. I'm not a geologist.
Is it a Blarney stone?
What's a Blarney stone? What is that?
You have to ask Bernie Kosar.
Howard's Rock.
Howard's Rock used to be bigger, but Virginia Tech stole a piece of it, and they call it the Hokie Stone now.
Yeah.
Well, this is something I didn't know, but thank you for asking this. Howard's Rock is a large piece of quartzite.
Quartzite.
Yes. That's it.
Okay.
Fascinating.
Quartzite.
And listen to this here. It's pretty obvious to even the most rudimentary student of geology. Well, hell, I didn't know. I'm not even rudimentary. Shit.
No, I'm
Special needs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not.
Now, I haven't had a chance to Google this yet, so maybe there's somebody here in the chat that knows. How much trouble do streakers get into at football games?
Probably jail time, indecent exposure, a huge fine, and banned from the stadium probably.
Yeah.
Is it true that after this season, they're going to replace Howard's Rock with Brian Brazee's kidney stone?
Wait,
Well,
what?
they could probably glue it onto that piece that got chipped off by that drunk guy.
Wait, did
Replace it.
Brian Brzee had a kidney stone?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, kidney infection, kidney stone, something like that. That's why he missed the game last week.
Why you missed the last game?
Yeah. Poor guy
Was it the
can't
same guy-
catch a break, man.
Was it
One of
the
the side effects of tater juice.
Yeah.
Kidney stone.
Right.
was it the same guy that chipped off a piece of Howard's Rock that tried to kill that tree at Auburn?
No. No. No, that guy's dead. You don't remember we looked at this the story about the guy, the Howard's Rock guy?
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know the guy's name from
He got
Auburn, so
prosecuted.
it could have been the same guy.
He got prosecuted and convicted. I don't think he ever got any jail time though, but we were trying to figure out who he was because the rumor was that he was a Clemson student. I still believe that he was because Clemson fans like to say it was a Gamecock that did it, but I'm pretty sure it was a Clemson student at the time that did it. It's on camera. They had video cameras. He took a power chisel to that thing.
For the degenerate gamblers that like to do prop bets on games,
Yeah.
there might be a streaker at the Clemson game.
Right. Well, I heard that sometimes someone will like will like place a bet that there will be a streaker at the game, and then they become the streaker.
Yeah. Well,
Well, that happened at the Super Bowl.
that happened at the Super Bowl, yeah, and the guy won. How much did he win?
I don't remember.
It was a lot.
I mean, I would do like him, though. I wouldn't be like an actual streaker. I'd wear like a unitard or something. Or like one of those amateur wrestling uniforms, one of them kind of things.
I don't know if that classifies as a streaker, though.
Well, they call anybody that runs out on the field a streaker at this point.
Oh, all right.
Maybe I'll just get a knee-length jersey and pull a General Voltard and run out on the field.
You could wear whatever that shit you wore to the Slob Olympics was. That would be a classify.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah. You should do it when you come to the Clemson game on November 19th. We could place a bet together.
That's a thought.
Let's get rich, bitch.
I know, right?
Okay, Pete, can you
Yeah.
tell me about the Slop Olympics?
What do you want to know, sir?
First question, what is it?
It's just it's a reason for us all to meet up and have a good time for a couple of days. And in the meantime, we have a competition where we do silly events and compete for a trophy. And the reigning champion is Gold and Blue Dude. Anything else you want to know?
Is Carolina Jackpot going to be there?
I don't know, man. We're trying to get him to come forever. I doubt it. I don't know what his deal is, why he won't come.
Well,
I swear, I don't know about Jackpot, man. I was watching his stream last night. I even called in, and I'm like, why are you saying all this stuff? He's sitting there saying how South Carolina is going to torch everybody and torch Tennessee, and he was sitting there calling Tennessee fans a bunch of inbred hicks and all that stuff. I mean, come on now.
Sir, you're describing every Tennessee fan for the last 15 years right now, so just keep that in mind.
Well, we ought to be able to get jackpots to the Slav Olympics since it's in South Carolina this year. So.
Well, he called into the show a couple of months ago, and I said just that. I said, there's no more excuses, man. It's in South Carolina. You got to get there. Well, we'll see. Maybe. Blah, blah. Yeah. So he's not all in on it. I mean, we'll see.
Well, I mean, he doesn't even have to get a hotel. He can just, drive over for the day.
Well, he lives about 3 hours away. So I mean,
He lives in Greenville.
Yeah, he lives in Tater country, ironically enough. Yeah.
Well, it's like I've pointed out on several occasions, there's more Miami Hurricanes YouTubers in Columbia, South Carolina than there are Gamecock YouTubers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, what about getting Jeff Webster to the Slav Olympics?
That's a long way from Ames, Iowa.
Yeah. About 1,200 miles.
And see, I'd never watched one of Jackpot's streams until last night. He was sitting there challenging guys to come out to South Carolina and have a big man talk with him.
Yeah.
Because they said something negative to him.
That's right. Yeah, I've called in to the Rob and Kale show a couple of times.
Well, Carolina Jackpot's also the same guy that's passed out drunk on multiple streams.
Well,
And he also said how they were going towards Georgia. Oh, Spencer Rattler's going to take us to the ACC championship. Yeah, sure.
Look, if I had to watch South Carolina play football every weekend, I'd probably pass out drunk on my stream too.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly. That's why I can't wait for us to play South Carolina and we go down there and smoke them.
well, we all like to make fun of how old I am, but if I'm not mistaken, I don't think I have lived to see South Carolina win a conference championship.
No.
whoa, were you born after 1969?
69.
I was born in '66.
Well, then you were 3 years old. Congratulations.
Okay.
Thank
So
you.
they won it in '69. Okay.
Yeah, there was the ACC championship. Yeah.
And I kept telling him that they'd be better off just going back to the ACC because then they at least.
And let me tell you something else. And let me tell you something about the ACC in 1969. I believe that South Carolina was the only team in the ACC with a winning record. And I think
like 4 losses.
Yeah. So the ACC, hey, people think the ACC is terrible now. No, in 1969 it was way worse.
Yeah, it was so bad South Carolina could
It was so bad South Carolina could win it. That's right. Hey, thank you for the super chat. Brendan Pratt says, does this Tennessee fan's lips touch when he talks? No, he's just got a bad microphone. Scott Kerr, thank you. Ask Uncle Lou, is he perturbed with Kirby Smart?
Do his lips touch when he talks? I don't even know what that means, but it's funny as hell.
Hey, that's a pretty good one right there. I do agree with that one.
Who said that?
Brendan Pratt.
Oh, that's a good one.
Hey, try to talk without your lips touching. It's not easy. Well, you just made his point for him. There you go. Thank you for that. Anyway, it's March 3rd through 5th. Jordan, if you want to come to the Slop Olympics, you'd fit right in. Believe me. Bring your shit microphone with you.
Yeah, let's get Jordan.
Is it Greenville, Columbia, Charleston?
Charleston, South Carolina.
North South Carolina? Is it North South Carolina?
It's in southeastern South Carolina. You know what Charleston is, right?
Yes, I know it. I've been Angry Grandpa, man.
Yeah, Angry Grandpa. Well, it's actually in the Isle of Palms, which is the beach that's just north of the city, but by about 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So some people call it Lower North Carolina, but
You call it
the land of mustard barbecue. Yeah, sure.
I call it like the low country, right?
The low country, and Clemson's the high country.
Yeah.
Only one rule, though. If you come, you have to come dressed as a Voltard. That's also a rule. We get dressed up in weird costumes.
I got plenty of Tennessee stuff.
Yeah, well, that'll work then. Yeah.
And me and my buddy, speaking of the Tennessee-Georgia game, me and my buddy, we were going to go to that game because I'm sure people don't know I live on the Tennessee-Georgia border, and my buddy's a diehard Georgia fan, and my dad's been 5 times to Sanford Stadium. And, of course, every time he always gets in a fight with somebody. So I was going to get me and my buddy to go, but tickets are already outrageously expensive.
Yeah.
They're going to get a lot cheaper over the next 2 weeks, buddy. Don't worry.
I don't know. I feel confident going into LSU, and it looked like Jaden Daniels got hurt, like his knee or something.
You felt confident in year 3 of Butch Jones, too, so.
That was a whole different thing. I didn't really like him from the start.
Well, when he was winning 9 games, it was the same song and dance I'm hearing now, so.
they were pretty confident in Lane Kiffin until about 3 a.m. that one day.
Yeah, nobody's seen that coming, and there's already talks he might be going to Auburn.
Josh Heupel's the next one to go ditch Tennessee. If Josh Heupel wins 9 or 10 games a year, 2 in a row, he'll be out of there so fast to make your head spin.
Where would he go?
Well, there's about 60 programs that are in better shape than Tennessee, so he could pretty much take his pick.
Well, he would go back.
Well, Oklahoma, after Venables falls on his face, would be one destination.
He had a real bad falling out with Oklahoma. I know that he won him a national title when he was quarterback, but there was a worry that he was going to leave this past year, and he came out and said, "No, I don't want to go back to Oklahoma. I have no reason to."
Oh, yeah.
Everybody says that until their bags are packed.
Yeah, I'm about to say, Nick Saban said he wasn't the Alabama head coach, and then they loaded his bags on the plane.
Yeah, Lincoln Riley said, "I am the head coach of the University of Oklahoma."
Well, I mean, technically he was right because he was at that time. There was no lies detected there.
Now, do you think Kirby would ever try to go to Alabama or Auburn?
No.
Why would he?
Well, he coached there at Alabama, and I don't know, just an idea.
Where's he
That
from?
could go for any coach. He's
Where's
from
he
Montgomery, Alabama. He's from Montgomery, Alabama.
Where'd he go to high school?
I have no idea. I just know he's from Alabama. But he played college at
He went to
Georgia.
high school in South Georgia. Where did he play college ball?
At Georgia.
He's
He
not
was there same time as Peyton Manning was at Tennessee when Mike Bobo was quarterback.
What's a better state to recruit in, Georgia or Alabama?
Georgia.
Well, some of the coaching.
Anybody leave Georgia?
I think
there's not a better job.
No, there's not.
Tennessee's a pretty good job, man. I know it's been shitty the last 10, 15 years.
Tennessee's a great job. They've had 5 coaches in 13 years. That's
I agree.
A great.
So once you get the right guy, and I mean, look at Georgia. Look how Georgia was in the 90s.
Yeah, that was one bad coach. You've had 5 in a row.
Yeah.
I mean, look between since Alabama fans on here. How was it between Gene Stallings and Nick Saban?
Bad.
This isn't an argument you're going to get anywhere in. No one buys.
No, I'm just using as an example. Every program goes through. There is
no comparison. The Tennessee head coaching job and the Georgia coaching job aren't even in the same universe.
I don't know. I think that they can be pretty even. I mean, right now Georgia's the better program. I won't deny that. But I think Tennessee is going in the right direction. I think they finally got their guy.
Oh, you said that about Pruitt. You said that about Butch. You said that about Lane. And you said that about Dooley in year 2.
I didn't.
And every one of those coaches, year 2, Tennessee fans loved the coach every single time.
They did. But the problem was they kept hiring these shitty coaches that couldn't win, couldn't do anything.
But that's not what you were saying in year 2.
Yeah.
And that's not, I mean, it's just a rinse, repeat routine.
I don't know where that noise coming from because I just muted Jordan and I still hear it.
It's probably me because I'm on a shitty road.
Yeah.
Fans see any kind of improvement, then they think that they're about to be good the next year.
I mean, I'm not saying we're going to win the national title or anything, but I think we can win 9, 10 games. The only games I see Tennessee having problems with is Georgia and Alabama.
You won 9 or 10 games 2 years in a row with Butch Jones.
Yeah.
So who cares if Heupel goes 9-3 or 10-2?
Well, I'm looking at it from where we were when he came in. When Heupel came in, when Danny White came in, Tennessee was at rock bottom.
Yeah.
Where were you when Butch Jones came in?
Rock bottom.
You've been at rock bottom since 2007.
I agree. And this year is where they got to change that. And I'm kind of I believe it when I see it. But I have hope and optimism. But, that's why I keep telling our fans, I'm like, listen, we're not going 15-0. Calm it down. Be realistic.
No,
You're like 90.
No, please don't do it. Congratulations. You tried and you failed miserably. The forecast for today is partly stupid with 100% chance of dumbass.
I think the fact that you have to talk them down of telling them that they're not going 15-0 says it all, my friend. That's a ridiculous thing to say.
Well, yeah, a lot of Tennessee fans right now, I'll say it, a lot of them are saying, hey, man, we're going to beat everybody now.
Jesus.
I'm like, calm it down. I'm not even saying that. And I love Tennessee. But let's be realistic here. Until they show it, they don't have many chances against Alabama or Georgia. Am I wrong?
Well, they've had one chance a year for the last 12 years, and they're 1-23. So
yeah.
What about outside of? All right, so okay. What about outside of Alabama and Georgia?
Well,
who else?
LSU, that'll be a back and forth game. I think Tennessee's got a good enough offense to win that. Then we get Alabama next week. Probably a loss. You know, it just depends. I think it'll be a close loss. I don't think it'll be a blowout. Then they get Tennessee Tech as sort of a pad your stat game.
What about Kentucky?
Back up. Kentucky, that could go either way. It's the good thing is it's in Knoxville. It's not in Lexington. And I think Tennessee will pull that one out, and then we play at Georgia. I've got that down as a loss. I don't think we're beating Georgia. And then we get Missouri at home. I think we'll handle Missouri. Then at South Carolina, I think we'll handle that. Then Vanderbilt in Nashville, last game of the year.
So you're saying losses to Alabama, Georgia, and either LSU or Kentucky. So maybe like 3 losses?
Yeah. Well, 2 toss-ups and 2 almost guaranteed losses.
All right. Well, that's not completely delusional. I think he might be right about that.
And I'm looking at it from a realistic perspective. Like this game, Tennessee's only favored by 3.5 against LSU, and they'll probably be, underdogs by about 2 touchdowns against Alabama next week, even though it's at home.
Well, Brendan Pratt, thank you for the super chat. He says, this Tennessee fan done swallowed his dip juice. God damn.
and it wasn't on accident.
I don't dip, so I don't.
Well, gentlemen, I have to depart. Pete, happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you.
Good health to everyone, and we'll talk later.
All right, J-Dub, thanks for the call, man.
Have a good day.
Well, and I think, too, yes, Georgia didn't go through as many coaches as Tennessee, but I do think it's incorrect to say that Georgia and Tennessee haven't been in the same boat. I mean, Georgia was an absolute dumpster fire from the time Herschel Walker left until the late 90s.
I agree, until Mark Richt got there.
I mean, they had, 2 10-win seasons in that time span?
Yeah.
How many 4-win seasons did they have?
Now, that they didn't have.
No 4 wins.
Absolutely right.
I think they did. I think we did have a 5-win season, but no 4-win seasons.
One of the few things I've been able to throw back at Florida fans is, and Florida State fans is, Miami ain't had none of these 4 or 5-win seasons.
The worst they go is 8-4.
Well, no, we've averaged 7 wins. I mean,
Well, 7 and 5, 8 and 4.
Yeah, the worst
Yeah, we've had
6 and 6, but 6 and 7, yeah.
But the
And to be
reason I
honest
was
with you,
saying that,
I think it's a little more maddening to be mediocre than it is just bad, to be honest with you.
I agree with that.
Absolutely. But that's the thing. I can remember though, there at one point. Hold on. I can
Someone taking some acid?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't take it anymore.
Damn. Happy birthday, Pete.
Can we start a GoFundMe for this guy to get a different headset? I'm being serious here.
And if he's right, he's got like a $250, $300 headset.
Well, that's just sad.
Yeah, it kind of is.
It ain't worth shit.
No.
Happy birthday, Pete.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
I heard they found the baby. He was up in a tree.
Oh, you did?
Squirrels were taking care of him, feeding him. So he's okay.
Well, that's good because I couldn't find him. I just assumed that his parents found him or somebody else found him because I didn't read about anything on the news.
Yeah, I know that Lou kind of started that bit. That was one funny ass. That was hysterical, and especially when you started out. There's a baby that just flew by. Going, damn.
Is that the
Dude, when Pete went live that day, I kept trying to talk him into going out to the site of the Slav Olympics and reporting live from there.
I actually considered it.
I don't think he could have even made it. I think that probably would have stopped him on the ILP bridge.
Well, that's the reason I didn't go.
Yeah. That probably wasn't allowing anyone on Sullivan's Island or ILP after the storm was coming in here.
And they have police posted up out on the islands and stuff. They would have messed with me.
Yeah, they would have. They certainly would have. ILP's the worst, too. Those cops are bad.
They are.
And Sullivan's Island are bad, too.
Oh, yeah.
I put on the wrong side of the damn road one time when I first moved here. $50 fine.
Yep.
Wait a minute, Isle of Palms has its own police department?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and they increase it for summertime. So does Sullivan's Island.
Sullivan's Island. Yeah, I mean it's its own city. I mean Isle of Palms is a city.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so is Sullivan's Island, and so they have their own cops, and they're bad news, man. You don't want to mess with them. So Slav Olympics, when we get out there, take an Uber.
Well, you don't. That's the beautiful thing.
Keep our shenanigans to a minimum.
Beautiful thing is you don't have to. You can walk everywhere.
That's true. I mean, with all the bars so close.
Yeah, everything is right there. I mean, you can. Yeah, it's.
Goes Acme Low Country Kitchen just right up the street. The Windjammer's right there. What else is there? Banana Cabana.
There's several new places that have only been there for about a year that I didn't even know were there until I went down there and did that video that I did. There's a
Well,
I'm guessing there's a lot of new places in Isle of Palms. I haven't been there in years. So.
Well, Scott, I would say look up the Slav Olympic videos from last year. I don't need local bars, sir. I come prepared.
Now, look, if you want to go into the city, which a lot of people do, and that's great. I mean, I would definitely suggest going and look into the downtown area if you've never been there before, and doing some of the sightseeing down there. And that's 15 minutes away. So maybe if you want to drive down there or take an Uber down there, that's one thing. But you don't really need to leave the immediate area if you don't want to.
No. There's plenty. You're right. There's plenty of places to go. But yeah, if they want to go and spend $15, $20, $30 on a drink at Republic downtown, then be my guest.
Depending on the weather, I might go downtown Charleston and do the Harbor Cruise ride. If anyone wants to do that, I've done it. I think 2 or 3 times. It's a lot of fun. It's a 90-minute ride around the harbor. They take you all around the entire peninsula, on the whatever you call the fucking thing. I don't know, a barge, whatever it is.
They still serve drinks and heavy hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah, they have a bar on there and food if you want food.
Yeah. Okay.
And they give you the history of the of the city and everything. It's interesting if you like history.
When I moved here in 2003, I did that, and in the first year I moved here, and I have not done it since. But it was fun. It was a hell of a lot of fun. Yeah,
it's pretty cheap too. It's like $20 a person or something.
Yeah.
So, again, if it's cold outside, it's not worth it because the wind's going to be terrible. But if it's good weather, I'll do it. But then, of course, we're going skydiving the day before. A couple of us.
What?
A few of us are.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean,
Yeah.
you talk about something only for good weather. You realize how bad that's going to suck if it's like 30 degrees.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'm fully aware.
You never know about March weather in South Carolina, whether it's going to be good, bad, or
That's
different.
exactly right, Scott. Yep. Early March, too. It's the first week of March.
Yes, yeah, we're only 5 months away from the Slav Olympics, so.
Yep.
Time flies.
Or I guess tomorrow it will be 5 months, but yeah.
Yeah, we're closer to the next Slav Olympics than we are the last one.
That's right.
We are.
Right.
I'm excited about it, man.
I hope. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Well, that would suck.
Yeah.
That would suck.
Yeah,
Luke. I mean, geez.
I would probably say no. I'm probably not going.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Well, that sucks.
Or Slav softball.
Yeah.
Damn it. That's not
We're
right.
making videos next football season.
Well, stop it.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
You telling me my fake news job is going to be distinguished?
Well, I'm working on some things.
I guess you'll have to do fake news on someone else's channel, but.
Well,
oh, man.
Now you're depressing me, sir.
Yeah, me too. You know.
All right, I do have to go though. I got to get to work. I got to finish up this top 25.
All right, see you later, Lou. I'll see you tonight.
By putting Michigan at 3 and Georgia at 4.
I'll see you tonight.
I'll talk to y'all later.
All right.
Are you still perturbed, Uncle Lou?
Huh?
Are you still a little bit perturbed?
Just a little bit.
Okay.
All right. Talk to y'all later.
All right, Lou.
Wow. I don't know if you heard this morning before I did the fake news. Man, I just asked him about, well, you want to talk about the elephant in the room and the Mizzou UGA game? And that's all I really had to say. Because Uncle Lou just went off.
Yeah.
He went off on Georgia, on Kirby Smart, on all that. I made one mention about what Kirby Smart said at the end of the game. He said, "I'm tired of that damn excuse." I'm like, whoa, oh, okay.
Well, I mean, he's right. You can talk about how tough any conference is, despite what you think of it, but Missouri's a bad team either way.
Oh, of course, and we that was horrible. That was a horrible win, is what it was. And I one friend said, "Well, win is a win," and Lou was right in saying, not in college football, a win is not necessarily a win, because if you win that bad, then yeah, you're going to be knocked down in the polls, and that's exactly what happened in Georgia. So. I just hope we get our act together, over the next couple of weeks, and get to playing like we should with the damn talent we have on that team. And while there's what I love about Lou is that yes, he's a Georgia homer, but he does not paint it, lily white when it comes to the team. He tells you like it is. Hey, we got some problems. We got some mistakes. What the hell are we doing here? Why do we have this offensive line coach who doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground, etc. So,
well, I brought that up when Georgia hired him. I was like, he was completely terrible at putting an offensive line together when he was at Miami. I was like, y'all aren't going to like him.
Well, we don't. Obviously, we don't like him much at all. Anyway, Pete, what you doing for your birthday? You do anything special?
He's going to eat his own cake.
Yeah, no. I'm thinking about going to a Buffalo Wild Wings to get my free wings, because it's right across the street from me. They give you free wings on your birthday, so I like anything that's free. Outside of that, I'm probably really not going to do any celebration till next weekend. My sister's birthday, she's 12 years older than me, but we're only a day apart. Her birthday was yesterday, mine's today. So I'm going to go hang out with her on Thursday night. And then I'm going to have my mom over our house on Sunday. So I'll hang out with with my sister and my dad on Thursday night, and then have my mom over here on Sunday. So that's really it, man. I don't like celebrating my birthday. I don't like the attention. Believe it or not, I don't. I don't want presents. I don't want cake. I just want to be left alone. Like, that's the best gift on your birthday, is just, you don't have to do anything, no responsibilities, just do whatever you want and hang out, and nobody bothers you.
I'm with you 1,000%, and because birthdays don't mean squat to me anymore.
Right.
Yeah, it just means that one foot closer to the grave.
Exactly. Yeah. You think like me, Scott? Yeah, I'm like, great. I'm older. That's not good news.
No, it's not. So I'm just like, hey, it's not anything. The last one I celebrated that Holly surprised me was my 55th birthday. Had a surprise birthday party, all that, which is fine, well and good. I enjoyed it, but I don't want to do that anymore. No, thank you, none of that. So,
yeah.
Well, of course, Holly does. Anyway, listen, I just wanted to wish you a happy birthday. Have a great day, whatever you do. Yeah, go get you some free Buffalo Wild Wings.
Tell them I like this video.
And we will talk soon.
All right. Thank you, Scott. I appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir, bro.
All right. Have a good one. Well, there you have it.
And then there were three.
And
at least one out of the three here cares that it's your birthday.
Which one is that?
I'm not calling any names.
I think Vic cares.
Of course Vic cares.
Don't you, Vic? I guess not. I guess he doesn't care. I lied.
Wow. Well, that was pretty definitive. Oh.
Wow. I am about to end the stream, though. So I am hungry. I'm about to go get my wings. Starving. So, Vic, I don't know if you can hear me, but thank you for coming on. Sir. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'll try to enjoy my day. We'll be back tonight for the Lunch Money Show with Uncle Lou at 10 p.m.
Yeah, maybe I can get an explanation on how the hell Miami's favored over North Carolina. That one baffles me.
Oh, what's the spread?
3.5.
Yeah, that's an interesting one, isn't it?
I mean, okay, Miami's at home, but still, I mean, maybe because they had a bye week. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm taking North Carolina in that one. But at least with the points.
I don't ever bet on my own team, but.
I mean, their offense is legit.
Oh, yeah.
That might be the biggest swing between a great offense and terrible defense in the country, right? Can you think of one that's different? Well, maybe Iowa, like as far as, good defense, bad offense. It's like the opposite.
Yeah, I'd like to see those two play. That would be, perfect example, Notre Dame. Notre Dame's a good defense and a bad offense.
That's true, too, yeah.
And Notre Dame almost looked like an elite offense against North Carolina's defense.
Well, everybody looks like an elite offense against North Carolina's defense.
Yeah, right. That's like a lot of Miami fans were talking. Well, if Tyler Van Dyke looks bad early against North Carolina, they're going to push him. I was like, listen to what you said. It's North Carolina's defense. He's not going to look bad.
I'll tell you what, Van Dyke might throw for 5 touchdowns in this game.
Yeah, he seriously might.
Yeah, he might. Now the question.
The receiver will catch the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll throw for 5 downs, but it's to be determined if there'll be 5 touchdown passes.
Well, that's a different thing.
I don't know. I'm hoping they got something figured out in the off season, whether it's just a swift boot in everybody's ass, which is the only explanation to losing to Middle Tennessee State.
Yeah.
That's really all there is to that game. Everybody just deserved a swift boot in the ass on that one.
That was terrible.
Yeah, well. I didn't think it would be all roses. I mean, like I said, I had them picked out to go 9-3, but I said, plus or minus a game wouldn't surprise me in the least. So, okay, that, they still managed to go 8-4. I'm not going to cry over it.
I would probably
do worse than they did last year. I'm not going to cry.
I would probably, I don't know, whatever the over or under is in that game, I'd probably take the over. Do you know what that is?
That I didn't look at. I hate to say.
Even if it's 80, go over.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it against a bad defense, at least earlier in the year, we still managed to see Miami put up a bunch of points. So no reason to think that they won't in this game. It's going to come down to, how much can Miami's defense stop North Carolina's offense.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. That might be a good bet. We'll see what the over-under is tonight on the Lunch Money Show. But, all right. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here, Slim. I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, buddy.
All right. Talk to you next time.
Yes, sir.
Later. There you have it. Another successful midday show. Thanks for everybody that showed up today and hung out with us. I had a great time. Colby says he takes naps on his birthday. Well, you know what? I might have to do that too. That's a good point. You know what? I might take a nap when I get home from eating my free Buffalo Wild Wings. Sounds fun. And naps are not easy when you have kids. They don't like to let you nap. Anyway. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Thanks for all the people that sent in direct donations. Appreciate you. Thanks for all the birthday wishes. I will see you tonight over on Uncle Lou's main channel for the Lunch Money Show. Have a great day.